Hey guys, it's Will here, and tonight I've got another unboxing video for you. Tonight's a bit of a special one, very large set here. I have my first ever Age of Sigmar unboxing, the Age of Sigmar starter set. Now this is the £75 box set, and that sounds like a lot, but when you actually look at what you get inside here, it's a really good deal. You get absolutely chock-a-block with models, and the retail price of the individual things in here is well over 150 quid, so you're making a big saving by going for the box set. Anyway, let's get this bad boy open and see what we've got inside. So I'm actually having to stand up to unbox this because it's such a large kit. It's the only way I can fit it on the camera. We open it up and we're greeted with absolutely loads of stuff. Now the first thing, you've got your standard range rulers here. Now these are a slightly new design. They're a little bit thicker than the old whippy sticks. They've still got a little bit of a whip to them by the sounds of it, but they don't whip quite as well as the old red ones. But you know, they're rulers marked in inches, useful for getting started, but nothing really beyond that. And you've got absolute ton of bases. Now these are for obviously all the models you get in here. And one thing I've noticed is there is nothing in here smaller than the 32. There's 32s and what are they, 40 mils that the stormcast come on, the Terminator size bases. There's no 25 mils in here. And then we've got the models themselves. Now this first sprue, you've got Stormcast on this side of it, so we've got some of the Liberators, who are the standard guys, and then we've got one of the Prosecutors, the flying hammer throwers down here, and his wings are up here, and you've got a bunch of shields. If I turn that over, oh, nearly dropped it there. So you've got the shields on there, and then on the other side you've got a bunch of the khorne guys. Now these are the blood reavers, who are essentially the cultists with two-hand weapons. If we just take a close look at them, you see you've got a lot of nice individual detail along every model. Although they are you know, just your really basic dudes, they've all got unique details sculpted into them. And if we look at the Stormcast, you see they're really bulky models. I mean, this guy is significantly larger than a tactical marine, just slightly below a Terminator in terms of size. You've got these nice big, highly detailed wings here. So there's some really good stuff there. You've got one sprue of them, and we've got this sprue, which is identical. So you've got more blood reavers, more Liberators, and another Prosecutor there. And then this one is a bit more of a characterful sprue. So down here we've got the banner, and then the rest of the body for the Lord Relictor, who's kind of like the chaplain stroke standard bearer guy for the Stormcast. You've got bits for a few of the Retributors here, which are the guys with the big two-handed hammers. You get 3 of them in total on the kit. You've got their backpacks here, and then you've got the third and final Liberator. That's the Liberator Prime. Prosecutor. The Prosecutor Prime, who's a slightly different pose, slightly more ornate model. And then over here we've got a whole bunch of different bits. So these are the khorne Blood Warriors. So they're the slightly more bulky guys. Basically they are kind of like Chaos Warriors, but very cornate and specialised for close combat, even more so than Chaos Warriors normally are. You got this guy here with a whip. Now he's called the Bloodstoker. So he's got a whip, and then he's got some sort of prod as well. Yeah, down here it's like a trident stroke prod type device. And then over here we've got the Khorgorath, who's the enormous khorne monster. Now, interesting thing about the Khorgorath is, although you know, look at the size of him, you think he's like a solo monster. These guys can actually be taken in units, which is potentially very nasty if you've got more than one of them hitting combat together. We've got this flag here, which I think is the banner for the khorne. No, it's not. What's that the banner for? I'm not even sure. It's obviously some sort of khorne banner, but I actually can't work out what that goes on. But you know, exactly what you'd expect from a khorne banner here. You know, you've got the skulls and the like the iron and brass sigils, and just very, very ornate. More skull details there on the Khorgorath. And then the last sprue, you've got, this is the banner, yeah, that's it, the big totem that can open up, a portal of skulls they call it, and you've got the captain, or the captain, what's he called, Mighty Lord of Khorne, with his world-splitting axe and his flesh hound there, and all of this is really, really nice detail. You know, this is not a basic kit, this is loads of lovely detail, which is just what we've come to expect from Age of Sigmar. And then on here we have the final piece, the piece de resistance, the Dracoth rider, Vandus Hammerhand himself, is a Lord Celestant on Dracoth. And just look at the size of that hammer. That is a huge piece of kit. And then we've got the parts for his dragon here. And then a couple of extra bases in the box here. That one is for the Dracoth rider. That one's for the Mighty Lord of Khorne. And then you've got another one of these. That's for the Khorgorath. So yeah, some really nice models here. In total, you get, I think it's 5 of the Blood Warriors, 20 of the Blood Reavers. And then you get the 3 Khorne characters, the Mighty Lord of Khorne, the Bloodstoker and the Bloodsecrator, and then you have the Khorgorath. And for the Stormcast you get 2 units of 5 Liberators, both with primes, unit of Prosecutors with a prime, just 3 guys, and 3 Retributors including a prime, as well as the Lord Relictor and the Lord Celestant on Dracoth. So it's a huge amount. I mean, I think I ran through the Stormcast models alone. You've got 90, you've got over £100 of Stormcast, and that's not, you know, not even counting the Khorne guys. You get a few other little bits. You get some dice. You get a couple of little books with here as well. And these are interesting selections. So first you've got the instruction manual, which you will need because a lot of these pieces are very specific as to how they go together. I mean, if we look at the Liberators as an example, you know, you've got very individual Liberators with their own parts that go together, and they won't really go together in other combos, so it's definitely worth keeping this manual on hand. And you see on the sprues, if I can get it to focus, the parts are all numbered. So like this is sprue B, and then you've got bit 7, bit 21, bit, I think that's a 19, not 61, 5, and it is really important to keep to those bits when you're assembling these guys. Then we have the actual rules, the notorious, I think it has become by now, 4-page rule pamphlet for Age of Sigmar, containing everything you need to know to play a game. Obviously there's a lot to expand upon, but you can get going with as little as that. And then you've got this book here. Now this is unique to this box, so this isn't like a mini rule book like you get with 40k box sets. This is quite interesting actually. You've got a lot of fluff at the start, the backstory of this whole new realm that they've built, details about the Stormcast and the Khorne bloodbound. And this is quite nice. You actually get some paint splatters to show you how they've painted them, but also gives you some other sort of paint schemes there. So that's interesting, and you get that for, you know, the basic units in here. And then you've got like an introductory campaign. Now I think the last time they did something like this was in 4th edition 40k with the Battle of Macragge, where you actually had a mini campaign using the starter set models to actually, you know, play through and get used to the game. So this one starts out, if we look here, with just the Lord Celestant, the Bloodstoker and the Khorgorath. So you can get going with 3 models here. and it gradually builds up through these various scenarios. Sorry, it's a little bit out of focus, having trouble focusing tonight. Right up to this last mission, which uses everything and anything else you want to tag on. So it builds it up nicely for new players. And then we've got some gorgeous artwork, suggestions on how to increase the size of your army. Now with these, they both show you buying a second box set and then adding some extra units on. And honestly, if these are armies you want to collect, I would totally suggest going for a second box set. I mean, what you get in here is really good value, and you get a lot of units that you will find uses for extra ones. You get 2 units of 5 Liberators. You can totally justify either 2 units of 10 or 4 units of 5 in a decent sized Stormcast army. You get an extra unit of Prosecutors, and then you actually get enough Retributors to make a full size unit if you go for 2 box sets, because that is one of my quibbles with this. You only get 3 Retributors, and while you can legally use 3 Retributors, the General's Handbook minimum cost is for 5, so if you run 3 in a points game, you will be losing the cost of 2 of those, which obviously is less than ideal. And then it shows adding a few other units onto here. Nice pictures of battles, and then you've got the war scrolls. So this is nice, you get all the rules for the models in the box set. So we've got the Stormcast guys, the khorne guys, and then you even get formations in here, or what do they call them, warscroll battalions. So you've got one for each army. Thunderstrike Brotherhood for the Stormcast, which basically lets them deep strike, and the Goreblade Warhound for the khorne guys. I'm not even sure what this one does. Reroll charges if another unit has made a successful charge earlier in the same phase, and if any unit is wiped out during the combat phase, you can add one to the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by units in this Warscroll battalion. So that's quite nice. You get a couple of useful formations that basically make use of the models in here, so that's cool. So a nice little box set there. You get a huge pile of really nice models, and some of these are unique to this box set. Some of them, like the Blood Warriors, you can buy separately. Most of the Stormcast stuff you can get separately, but the Lord Relictor, the chaplain equivalent guy with the skull helmet and the big reliquary that he's carrying around, is unique to this set. And a couple of the khorne characters, the Bloodstoker and the Bloodsecrator, and I think the Mighty Lord of Khorne as well, are all unique to this set at the moment. So it's definitely a great starting point if you're interested in collecting either of these armies and getting into the world of Age of Sigmar. Yeah, that's about it. Generally a really good set. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say. Now, models wise, some people aren't a big fan of the Stormcast, but personally I am. I love the look of them, so I am more than happy that you get them in the starter set. Yeah, then you've got the khorne guys, and they are an aesthetic that GW has built up over the years. Chaos has been part of the game for as long as I remember, and these are some really characterful khorne models. They're not just Chaos models painted red, but they really fit the khorne aesthetic. So yeah, look out for more Age of Sigmar stuff on my channel. I've had a couple of games at the moment. I'm really enjoying it, and judging by the response, my first battle report has gone down very well. So fully intend to do some more. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.